My grandfather was stationed in Italy during the war and brought back with him a deep love of Italian cooking. He passed this down to his children and my mother to me.
Today, spaghetti has become a household staple, and more homes around the world eat this simple Italian dish than any other. So, how did spaghetti bolognese become the universally beloved comfort food we'll have and enjoy today?
Ragu, or bolognese, has a rather misleading name. The meaty sauce does not come from the city of Bologna, but rather the neighboring town of Imola, and was first documented at the end of the 18th century. The development of spaghetti bolognese is really a story of exploration. The pasta base originated in the East. Although Marco Polo is often credited with bringing noodles back to Italy from China, in his records, he refers to the noodles he saw in China as being similar to Italian pasta. That means the pasta was already known in Italy before the 12th century. Before Europeans, Arabic merchants dominated the Silk Road. They acted as middlemen for the trade of highly sought-after goods, including silk, spices, and pottery. They were the first to introduce Europeans to noodles, called etria, as early as the 5th century AD. This became widely popular throughout Italy by the 13th century. The first recognizable Italian pasta was lagane, which was sheets of flour and water dough that was fried, and is the ancestor of modern-day lasagna. Italians added their flair to it with the variety of shapes and sauces that range from ravioli and brown butter in the north to orecchiette with broccoli rabe in the south. Tomatoes are a fruit from Mesoamerica and didn't even exist in Europe until the 1500s. The first reference to a tomato-based pasta sauce dates back to 1790, but in Spain there were references to tomato sauces as far back as 1692. During that time, many Europeans were afraid of eating tomatoes as they mistakenly believed them to be poisonous. But really, it was the chemical reaction between the acid in the tomato and the pewter dinnerware they were using that was making people ill. The spread of china as crockery helped debunk this idea. In the 18th century, a wave of French influence on fashion, art, etiquette, and of course cuisine swept Western Europe. A popular French stew, similarly named ragu, became popular in the Bologna region and was served with pasta. The pasta was then named pasta alla bolognese and is what we know today as spaghetti bolognese. In the US, the popularity of Italian-style food became popular en masse thanks to chef Ettore Boiardi. He helped people to understand how to cook Italian-inspired food using ingredients available throughout the continental United States, such as tinned tomatoes. By the time of his death, in 1985, his company was grossing more than $500 million a year.
The US was the birthplace of convenience foods, and a simple pasta dish was one of the easiest things you could make. Today, however, the ingredients to make a dish like this from scratch are much easier to get hold of, and if you're like me, cooking is just a hobby that you enjoy. Not to mention, it tastes better too. Did you know sauced pasta led to the popularity of the fork? Before the 14th century on the Italian peninsula, the fork was generally reserved as a cooking utensil. For eating, people used knives, spoons, and their hands. If you like this video and you want to know more about where some of your favorite dishes come from, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.